Ladies and gentlemen, we're up here doing an emergency broadcast on this Saturday afternoon because a lot of big breaking things have now come out. Look right here, CNN. Podesta Group on the verge of shutting amid ties to Mueller probe. Well, no, they actually, in the article, say that on Friday they called them all in and said, be gone by Wednesday. We're closed on Wednesday. So the headline should be, Podesta Group closes and tells employees to get their stuff out by Wednesday, the 15th. That's what it says in the article. Get your stuff out by Wednesday. So the Podesta Group has closed. Not on the verge of closing. That's how CNN spins it. The most powerful lobbying group in D.C. that sold us out to Russia, sold us out to China. I mean, they'd sell the kitchen sink out. And that's why they were so scared and were saying that Trump and myself and Tucker Carlson and Senator Rand Paul were all Russian agents with no proof, because they knew that once Trump got in, they'd be in a lot of trouble for what they'd done, because Trump fired all the lobbyists out of his administration. He got rid of everybody that was in D.C. that was a lobbyist. And that's one reason K Street is so pissed off, because he's not selling us out to special interests. So that article about them closing is key, but also Chris Hayes comes out and says, hey, Bill Clinton's a bad guy. He is an abuser of women. We need to have a reckoning with the Clintons. Now, you have Donna Brazile coming out saying, investigate the death of Seth Rich as a political murder and that she fears for her life, basically pointing at the Clintons, saying they stole the election for Bernie Sanders, which we know is true. Sure, she's covering her ass because she knows the word is there's sealed indictments on Tony Podesta and also on some other people very close to him, because they've done on record, without denying it, what they claim that Paul Manafort has done, and they worked with Paul Manafort over a decade ago. And in this witch hunt, you know, this got them going for General Flynn for working with Turkey and stuff. I thought it was Russia we were looking at. They're going after everybody, and it's netting their own people. So they've announced they're closing the Podesta Group on Wednesday, told them to have their stuff out by next Wednesday. You've got the entire Democratic Party and all these pundits on ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, CNN turning against the Clintons en masse. It is a big deal. And as the rats leave the sinking ship, more and more is going to be coming out now, ladies and gentlemen, about who paid for the fake dossier. We know it was Hillary. It's already come out. About how they were in bed with the Russians, the Chinese, and countless other nations selling out our sovereignty, in bed with criminal elements of Saudi Arabia who've now been arrested. And as Trump rolls up these criminal networks, more and more of the information is about to come to light. And Tony Podesta was in the 2007 Washington Post talking about his dangerous art that he watches in his basement, and showing people art on the walls of naked children. So again, ladies and gentlemen, that's where the other rumors of stuff got sparked, was from that. That's what caused larger investigations, was people started looking into just all the incredible things. But separately from Weiner and Jerry Epstein and the pedophilia and all the firestorm in Hollywood and Kevin Spacey and now reports of Charlie Sheen, the list goes on and on, America and the world is waking up to corruption and waking up to evil. And it's happening not just here, but in Europe and many other nations. People are getting out of globalism, and they're getting out of worshiping elitism. Whether it's royalty or whether it's Hollywood, all of the red carpet garbage, all the pomp and circumstance, Americans are breaking their trance with the whole People magazine type garbage cult and getting back to Americana, where it's about individuals and what we stand for and what we produce, and where the common man and woman and family is honored. Hollywood and the globalists have been at war with flyover country. They've been at war with the family. Every rendition of a father is a fat, drunken slob. They won't even let them, during the Super Bowl, run pro-dad ads here in the U.S. or in Australia. They say pro-dad is hateful. Saying mother or father on entrance forms for elementary students is hateful. They've banned that. They're in total war against reality. They're in total war against decency, because they are so corrupt and so insane. So again, you're watching the Podesta Group close. They announced they're closing Friday, this Wednesday. You are witnessing Everybody runs scared from the Clintons now. Not just Brazil, not just Chris Hayes, but even Rachel Maddow, you name it, are all turning against them because they know it's all going to come out. But I got to hand it to Tony Podesta and John Podesta, his brother, that ran the Hillary campaign. You had such incredible Uranium One, Russia ties, all of it, that what were you going to do if Trump brought that up in the campaign? Accuse him first, get the media on board as a smokescreen. Then once Trump got in, what were you going to do? Well, you had to double down with that whole thing. And now it's blowing up in your face. And your only hope is your bag man, Robert Mueller, who killed the Uranium One investigation on the Clintons when he was FBI director, and who delivered uranium on the tarmac to the Russian FSB. That's the new group of the KGB, and who is in 10 different companies with the Russians in all sorts of seedy dealings. So now we know it's perfect. The guy prosecuting the whole witch hunt is there to cover up what he's done. But the House of Cards, literally and figuratively, from the House of Cards with Kevin Spacey being canceled right to the real House of Cards in D.C., is coming down, ladies and gentlemen. And imagine what more is going to come out. Imagine what Donna Brazile and Chris Hayes and Rachel Maddow and all the rest of them turning on the Clintons. Imagine what they know that they're now turning on them to distance themselves and CYA. Imagine. Well, we know a lot of what's coming out. We know there's indictments, sealed indictments. We know there's a lot more about to happen, and I'll be covering it tomorrow, 4 to 6 p.m. with the Sunday Show, Infowars.com/show, or our local affiliates in your area. They admit in Congress they're trying to censor us now. Twitter, Facebook, Google, executives in real time said they were censoring Infowars while they were at lunch last week on Capitol Hill. I mean, these videos are incredible. If you haven't seen them, just search engine Infowars.com. Congressman asked Google, Facebook, Twitter to censor Infowars. And they go, yes, sir, we are censoring. At lunch, we're censoring. And what did they censor? That we said an Islamic ran over a bunch of people with a truck. It was true. But they didn't want our story about it to be number one. Saying, why are we bringing in Islamics? Why did you bring them in on this visa program that Trump's been trying to kill? Our article was showing how it vindicated Trump and the travel ban. That's why they took it down and blocked it, because it was number one, and it was true. It was true. I use common sense. You read the article, they're not on the verge of closing. They announced they're closing. Next Wednesday, get your stuff out. We're closed. Everybody out of the building by next Wednesday. Get your furniture, get your crap, get your potted plants out. Get out. There's Paul Joseph Watson's article. Bombshell. Twitter, Google admit deliberately censoring Infowars. Fake news being used as a weaponized term to bury opposing viewpoints. I'm going to tell you something right now, too, about Facebook. They now know we're on to them. They know Roger Stone's filing lawsuits, and we are. So they had one of their high-level people, I'm just going to leave it at that, call us Wednesday and say, I want to talk to you. It took 2 days for us to talk to him. We told them we recorded the conversation. They've sent us a list of words we're not allowed to use. And then we learned it's even Facebook that went to Wikipedia and others and declared what new words are offensive. Some of these weren't even considered offensive words before. They are now declaring war on the English language and telling you what words you can't use. And I'm not talking about cuss words or derogatory words. I'm saying they have a Facebook board now that says, well, even though this word was seen as a honorable word before, we now say it's bad. And then Wikipedia says these words are now not allowed because Facebook says. I mean, this is beyond 1984. This is Facebook ruling, not just Facebook with its 3 billion members, but ruling language. And if I say the word, they have bots that track it, and they will ban our channel. If I say the word, they told us, we have bots creating a text of everything you say. If you say the word that they can say, that Wikipedia can say, if I say it, I'm an underclass person, so I'm not an elitist, I have no free speech now. So we're going to be releasing this report very, very soon. I mean, this is so diabolical, ladies and gentlemen. This is so incredible. And if they can ban this list of like 50 words, they can then ban anything. I mean, this is no debate, no nothing. AI computers creating a text, live time or when you upload, to where now some videos we try to put up, they don't even let go of, because it's already scanned the file. Pre-censorship ladies and gentlemen, with AI watching you, and now it's digital phone calls, they're saying they may not let you even have conversations, just like when you're trying to type words. It won't let you type the words down an iPhone. Even if you try to go back again, it won't let you. See? Where you can't write, you can't speak, you can't talk over a phone, you can't, your Samsung TVs are watching you, all the new routers are tracking you. They admit this plan. But the good news is, they're not invincible. Podesta Group closes its doors this Wednesday because they know what they're on the verge of. Bombshell, Twitter, Google admit deliberately censoring InfoWars. Why? Because we told you last year that their time in the barrel was coming and that the Podesta Group was involved with the Russians. They then claimed that Roger Stone must have been given that information by the Russians. But of course he didn't get it from the Russians. 3 days before Roger broke that on my show, he actually got it from the Panama Papers lady who they killed a month ago in a car bomb. And then he checked with some people that had worked with them and confirmed that indeed they had worked with the Russians. Well, he used to be one of the biggest lobbyists in D.C. Of course he knew 10 years ago they were working with the Russians. But it was in the Panama Papers, and so that's why. But hey, the investigative journalist who broke it, her car blew up, 3 weeks ago, McBreen?
Yep.
McBreen, you want to comment any?
Hillary's mentone was Marxist Saul Alinsky. This guy was real unpopular in my book, but he was very popular in the 1960s. And one of his rules for radicalism is blame your enemy for the crimes that you commit yourself. This has been the blueprint for the Hillary campaign from the very beginning. Actually, the Clintons from the very beginning. We're talking all the way back when Bill Clinton was governor of Arkansas. So they blame others for their own crimes. But I tell you what, the floodgates have opened, and like Alex was saying, the Democrats are turning against the Clintons now because too much information is getting out there. And now we're finding out that it was indeed the Russians did collude, not with Trump, but with the Hillary campaign. All this information is coming out, and it would have never happened if Trump did not win the presidency. So, victory.
Exactly. Trump's not perfect, but he's breaking up all these monopolies, all these systems of control. They're desperately trying to censor everybody to stop the info from getting out, but it's still getting out. So the rats are leaving the sinking ship. All the top Democrats, including the former head of the DNC, are all turning against Hillary. Incredible things are happening, and they know even more big shoes are about to drop. So I'm going to be reading your comments below here, because I love reading them. What do you think the next big shoes to drop are? More live feeds coming up today. A lot of really special intel tomorrow, 4 to 6 p.m. with the Sunday transmission. And finally, we're ending free shipping store-wide on Monday at InfoWarsStore.com. We hardly ever do free shipping, maybe once or twice a year. We have 50% off some of our best supplements that are already best sellers that have been sold out for months, because I want you to try our probiotic. I want you to try our DNA Force. I want you to try Survival Shield X2. I want you to try our Vitamin B12 Secret 12. Support InfoWars financially. We're not supported by the globalists and people like the Nazi collaborator George Soros. We are supported by you. We are supported by you buying the products and supporting us. We're not like Amazon that gets $1.48 for every package they ship from the U.S. government, or who's setting up a monopoly right now. The Democrats have bills to only let the government buy products from Amazon. I mean, you got to shop with the little guys that are telling the truth and get high-quality proprietary products for yourself and your family. It's Symbiotic, InfoWarsStore.com, or call toll-free 888-253-3139. We have to build our own economy, not these mega economies that the globalists run. So that's what it comes down to, ladies and gentlemen. Again, everyone is turning on the Clintons because she's destroying the DNC. The Republican establishment is working to destroy the libertarian movement, but together we can win. Infowars.com/show. Thanks for coming in, guys. Thanks for watching.